Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you're viewing from. And I'm happy to say we're back in Igua-zoo today. And we have some new music playing in the background. So let me know if the music is maybe not loud enough or too loud, and maybe we'll increase it a little bit. But the idea today is we're working on a mystery habitat, and I am pretty excited to bring this to you guys. So I've already started working. You can kind of see I've laid out some pathing. It looks like we kind of have a little bit of a alleyway or like a main drag that's going to be running all the way through, and then that's what we're working with. So we're gonna have something like that. Hey Toad, what's going on? Welcome. Excited that you are here with me today, but we are working on a mystery habitat. I have an idea of what I'm gonna put here. I say mystery, but who knows, maybe it's not gonna be a mystery. Maybe I don't even know what's gonna put in here just yet. I have an idea though. But today I figure we should work on some interior stuff. But before we get there, I've created this morning, so I was kind of just spending some time, and I really like how this it's kind of come together. Just a nice little attraction that all of our guests can kind of view from the top right here. So they just stand on the path, they can kind of view in and see this pretty cool looking themed little build. Hey, Bueno, Beaver, Lynn, welcome to the stream. Super excited you guys are here with me today, and let's dive in. I figure what better place to start than our pretty janky looking interior, because it looks pretty bland, and it's time for us to start working on some stuff in here. So really excited to kind of pull it all together. We have already planned out. I've learned my lesson from our last pretty in-depth backstage area. Was a little too small for the for here, so we have two entrances. We have a chute. This is going to be what our animals are going to be utilizing to get out. This is not quite big enough, so we're going to delete that. So we're going to have to create something quite large. Have an idea in place, and then we have our staff entrance. And then from here, we'd be able to kind of enter into the build itself and maybe work on cleaning out some of their dens and stuff like that. But that's the idea behind it. So we have quite a bit to work on. But thankfully, we already have quite a bit already made. So we're just going to kind of cheat a little bit, in a good way. We're going to cheat in a good way. And we're going to borrow some stuff from this particular build. Hopefully. I think that's good. We'll just merge it all together and start making our way over here. Hey Sparrow, hey Penguin, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Super excited to have you guys here with all of us. Thank you to Sparrow for reminding me that I actually said I was going to do a stream today. Totally forgot. In exciting news, it's going to be about a 2-hour stream today. And part of the reason why, pardon me, I had a little bit of a cough there. Part of the reason why it's a 2-hour stream is, so for those of you who know, I picked up a VR for my PlayStation a little while ago. And my partner is not a fan of playing video games. It's something that we kind of not argue is the wrong word. We always have discourse over how we play video games and stuff like that, how many video games I play rather. But she loves the VR, which means I'm going to be playing some VR with my wife later. And playing video games with my wife is something I've always wanted to do. So it's not going to be a very long stream, just about a 2-hour one. What would I do without Sparrow? That is $1 million question. I'm kind of digging this music playing in the background as well. I was joking with some people, and I made a mistake on my last stream. I guess I used some copyrighted music and I didn't realize it. So now we're left dealing with it. So I've course corrected when it comes to this particular music. So here we are, listening to some better tunes. It's much better than just the Planet Zoo music in the background. It's very lo-fi. It's very chill, which you gotta like. You gotta love that. Oh, thanks, Toad. It's I was actually just watching Sparrow's video. I haven't finished it yet, so Sparrow, I'm in the process of watching your video, but I love what you've done, and I wouldn't say your voice is too crackly. I think it was perfect. It was really good, and I love that intro music. It was so fitting. So, on my last build for this table, I created a what did I create? I created a fridge, and I like the fridge, but I wasn't too happy with it. So it's time for me to maybe update our fridge from the last build, and I think that's really what to a Toad, to your point. I think that's really where like building comes from. Like the more you build it and the more you kind of go back and revisit it, the better it becomes. So it's always kind of cool to revisit. I wouldn't do too worried, Toad. It is complicated, but Sparrow actually brought up a really cool thing in the first half of her video that she uploaded today, which was once you kind of get a hang of your grid pieces, working off grid becomes significantly easier because off grid allows you to do so much more. So I find more so now than I think ever before, I've been building a lot of off grid items. In preparation for trying new things. So I would encourage you to kind of try that. Try building off grid for a little bit and see what you're able to kind of put together. Because who knows, maybe you'll put something really cool together. And then you'll be just super excited about it because you built something all on your own. But what's everybody doing this fine weekend? What are your plans? It is near the end. There are a lot of pieces, as Sparrow said. It's sometimes all you have to do is spend an hour and just go through it. Many a times I'll be playing the game and all I'll be doing is seeing what pieces kind of exist. The issue that I have, to be entirely honest with you, is when you find one piece that you really like and you can't remember the name because you haven't used it in a little while, and then now you're stuck trying to find it again. Case in point, I'm looking for the it was the clip that you would hang a metal chain onto. It was like black with like a little loop through it. I can't remember that for the life of me. Oh, it is Mother's Day. I definitely need to call my mom and wish her happy Mother's Day today. That's important. So don't be like me and forget. Bracket, that's the word. Thank you so much. There it is. Perfect. Lifesaver. Thank you. See, I think that's exactly what I mean. Sometimes you'll find a piece and then you just forget the name. I feel like everybody's yelling at the screen, bracket, it's the bracket. For the love of God, it was the bracket. Oh, yeah. No, let's talk a little bit about Eurovision. I know Sparrow watched it. And I think because we were talking about Eurovision, my phone started to push a bunch of Eurovision stuff. What did everybody else? Did anybody else catch Eurovision? A Toad, you were watching it. Penguin, I hope that it sounds like you did as well. So I saw Sparrow shared like a little like a clip of like every single one that she had on YouTube. I think that you found on YouTube. Ireland was truly crazy for the short duration that it was there. That blew my mind. I thought that was wild. I'll have to watch it. How like it's I've always seen like snippets of Eurovision. I think like especially last year. I think the Eurovision for Ukraine really blew up. I haven't really watched a whole lot of it, to be honest. You know what every workplace needs? An ergonomic mat. Do tell while it makes for a great drinking game. How does that work? It would be really cool to do a watch party. We should explore that more often. For those who don't know, who are not part of the Discord, for anybody who I think majority of people here are part of the Discord. Rumor has it we might be working on a murder mystery as well for the Discord. Rumor has it. Don't take that for granted. But you heard it here first. Just saying. You know what? Yeah, let's every time it's bad we take a shot. Okay, hang on 2 seconds here. Let me get the Discord link. There's the Discord link for anybody who wants. Anybody who's not part of the Discord. Not bad for like a 20-minute build. What is this water? This is cans, bottles, and drinks. They even have like little soda cans. I actually absolutely love these pieces. I wish I could build them. I think like each individual piece it's not too hard. Toad, if you want another recommendation for when working on these things, when you want to know how to build something really cool, download the piece and then pull it apart. Because if you like, this is an example. I think it's 2 LEDs. And then a cab and 2 caps. Now, I think it's like on these ones it gets a little bit more because they have like logos. But it's pretty cool when you like pull it all apart and you can kind of see what went into it. So one of my favorite pieces, I've used them all over the place. Actually, you know what? Let's hang on 2 seconds for those who are looking for it. Super unorganized today, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here. My God, I have 11 pages of described items. There you go, everybody. That is the link to the workshop item. So, if you want to download it, by all means, it's a fantastic piece, really useful. Okay, what else do we need in here? Every location needs a door entrance. Set up some storage. Oh, that door is definitely not straight. Be like the shoddiest looking door ever if it was crooked like that. Come on. Alright, so we have our door entrance. It's gonna have a storage room. Super easy peasy. We have our kitchen. Maybe we can kind of extend that kitchen out a little bit, which I think we can do fairly easy. Maybe not. Hang on, I think I have this table somewhere. Oh, why don't you talk? Let me know what kind of fence you're thinking of. If you want to try to put maybe a photo of it in the Discord, we could all take a quick look and see if maybe we could put something together. Oh, do I even want to look at this right now? A reference to Bracken. That made my day. Come on, that's mean. I'm kind of like I'm kind of trying to build quicker, I guess would be the best way of saying it. Okay, I think I see the fence you're talking about. So hang on, Toad. Let me. I'll work on that. Let's see if we can put something together. But I was I'm trying to challenge myself to build faster and more consistently, like build it in one go, as opposed to just building. Because I usually build in like small spurts, so I'll do like an hour or two and then kind of move on to something else. I'm trying to challenge myself to be more consistent in my approach. It's the only thing I use them for. Let's be real. No box is delivered without at least one being put upside down somehow. Gotta add in barnyard crate now. Well, I appreciate you lurking, Lynn. Babies are important. You should be paying attention to them, that's for sure. Let's see, what else do we need to do to give this place a little bit more life? No, we're not going to put that there. Hang on. Uh, you are correct. There's so many pieces. Thank you, Sparrow. Let's see here. The oil drums are a good addition. It's like super against health and safety regulations right there, leaving it like that. We need a, we need, where is it? We need this. This is what we need. Damn those apples. Okay. So we have, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. You enter in the main door. We have a little bucket of water, like a little pallet of water. So when you're working in backstage areas, you have to make sure that you're not tracking in any foreign debris when working in a zoo. So actually most zoo backstage habitats, I never really thought about this, but they actually have a little place for you to wash off your boots and stuff like that when you come and go. And we can also put, where is it? I will find this piece. I'm looking for the... I actually don't know the hand washing thing. Where's the hand washing item? Well, if anybody knows the name of the hand washing item, let me know. But we would wash our hands, and then you would also wash your sanitizer. Thank you. Hygiene, all facilities, of course. Thank you. We have a little hand sanitizer station. I can see Beaver yelling out hygiene right now at your computer, at your screen, as I'm trying to muddle my way through this. So you'd have hygiene, you'd work your way through, wash off your boots, and then hang up your coats and stuff like that. Okay, so have a place for us to leave all of our stuff, a little whiteboard for us to talk about what we need to do. The drapery, the Indonesian. You miss everybody making fun of me. That's I feel like what's happening. Whoa, wait a second. You know what? We wouldn't put this on the. We put this on the back wall. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good. Thank you, Beaver, for that amazing tip on the Indonesian drapery curtain. That actually works as a really cool looking hand towel. So we'll add one there, and then we're also going to add one right here, just in case. I don't know, in case they want to wipe off their hand with a towel. And you know what else we'll use? We'll use this. Where am I? We're running out of room, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to happen. And then, you know what we can do to kind of fill in some of this dead space in the center? I actually really like doing this. So we can have a, hang on, let's clear out all of this stuff. There we go. Now it looks a little bit more filled in. Lots of storage, lots of bits and bobs hanging around, and we've created a pretty cool looking backstage area. We're almost there. But the big meat and potatoes of this is going to be this section right here, I think. And we have a pretty good idea of what we're working with. Too fast, too far. Let's see here. We need all of this. I think that's almost everything. All right, we're going to repurpose the majority of this. This is... or what piece are we looking at? Oh, this piece. Oh, sorry. My playback video was like 2 minutes delayed for some reason. I don't know what happened there. This is something that I created. To create a more realistic backstage area. And the really cool thing is the piece actually works really well, and we're just going to reuse it. Sorry, as I struggle to do this. I need to go like right there, I think. So, anybody have any ideas of what we're looking to build, or what animal we're looking to build for? Who has some ideas? It's a South American animal, I will tell you that. And I'll give you an additional hint. It can't have, the max population is 2. 1 male, 1 female. Not a caiman. And we need a windowsill because the glitching is crazy. It's a good guess, though. I wish it was a jaguar. No, I have another idea for a jaguar. So in Toronto Zoo, I'm going to be sidetracked now. Toronto Zoo has this absolutely stunning habitat for a jaguar. And it is like really lush looking, and I really want to kind of emulate that. It's really small and cramped, but it's perfect because there's a lot of like three like multi-tier like traversable terrain for them. It looks fantastic, and I think it'll fit really well with what I want to build here. But it's going to be a smaller habitat, actually. I'm going to try to do a smaller habitat. Who knows? May or may not work. But it's a good guess. It's not a carnivore of any type. It's a herbivore. So maybe that'll help. It is a tapir, tapir. So now, when you think about it from a conservation perspective, you would. In a zoo, normally you wouldn't mix the genders together. You wouldn't, like, unless you were like actively trying to breed. You would actually usually have like two same-sex couples and stuff like that. And really, the idea behind it is it just helps you to maintain it, because you don't necessarily want them. You would want to separate the same sex or opposite sex habitats. So in this case, what we're doing is we're essentially building a den, two dens. For two, because we can only have two, and if they were both male or female, they would both have their individual areas where they would kind of go and hang out in, which is what we're seeing kind of like come together here. So they would come in, one would have this den, the other would have another den. And then if in the event that you wanted to maybe have them for lack of a better term, breed, you would bring in like the opposite sex and stuff like that. But they wouldn't necessarily cohabitate. They would be separated on the majority of the time. Not going to happen in this game. We're going to have like a couple, but it's kind of more food for thought when you think about creating a habitat. And then just like this, we pretty much have the bare bones requirement for a backstage area for our habitat. I just realized, Sparrow, You like seeing my backstages come together, and sadly, the last time I did this, there was no backstage build because I kind of messed it up. But now you finally get to see it. Now, the only downside, and I'm a little worried, is that this is not going to be big enough. It's I'll be honest, it's actually backstages is probably like the one thing I really enjoy building. Okay, so that should be about it. I think that'll do it. Lots of room for them to move around in here, lots of room for them to get in, and then we have our staff entrance in the backside. And that is how we kind of put together kind of an interesting looking backstage area, if I do say so myself. Definitely looks very much like a lived in. And okay, so let's get this windowsill taken care of before I die from an epileptic seizure at this point. All right, Toad, are you still around? Or did we lose him? Okay, cool. Let's we'll take a crack at your fence in just 2 seconds here. So I think I have a photo of what you're thinking of. So let's see if maybe we can put it together. Oh, perfect. Let's take a look here. So you have Arctic, Aquatic, European, North American conservation. Okay, let's see if we can do this. So you have Aquatic, Arctic, Europe, North America, base game, and conservation. Okay. So what do we have to work with from a wood beam perspective? I feel like we have some things that we can really kind of work with. You just got Twilight as well. Okay, perfect. Let me add that in. Too big. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now, so I do apologize. See if I can work this around. Just adjust my screen a little bit here. Hate when that happens. Let's go. We'll go with a longer piece, I guess. I hate when your building goes off and then you can't adjust it on the same grid anymore. It's a pretty steep decline, though. So I might go something like this. Pretty interesting looking, kind of like a dead wood look almost gray. And we'll just make sure that we're on the same pack. I keep toggling away from the reference image. You are right, Beaver. The African log might actually be better for this. But that's part of the North African pack, I think. The Africa pack, yeah. So we can't use that. That's perfect. Thank you, Sparrow. Hang on. I think maybe we're thinking of two different pieces here. You're thinking of these pieces. I was thinking of this piece. Wait, is that actually here? Or am I just friggin' blind? Because, like, if you really wanted to, here's what I would do. I would use this. Hey, Nerdy, how's it going? And then you would just copy it across like this. And then if you really wanted to kind of go And then what I would do is I would just use the same thing here and then just kind of rotate it around a little bit. So the only pack that you're missing, Toad, would be the North Africa pack. And you're playing on PC, right? I'm not crazy. Or did we lose Toad? Okay, hang on. Okay, perfect. Give me 2 seconds here. Sparrow. Hold on, everybody. Just hold on. I'm working on something on the side and I can't share my screen because it would ruin the surprise. So for those who, just so you guys all know, so when I started out doing Planet Zoo, my commitment was to always make sure that the revenue that I got from the channel I would reinvest into the community, because the entire idea behind it was that I'm having fun and I'm learning how to do something, and I want to reinvest and share a lot of that with everybody here, and that was always the goal. So give me 2 seconds here. No, Toad, don't do anything. Don't listen to Sparrow. Streams all over the place, I swear. Sorry, guys. I'm doing something for Toad. Okay. Toad, do me a favor, and in like 20 seconds, check your DM. There we go. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Sparrow. Okay, Sparrow. Sorry, Toad. Check your DM, and that will help you to build this. And sorry for the fact that I just did absolutely nothing for the last like 2 minutes. I know the fence is supposed to be sideways. in my defense, that was the intent behind this. It was meant to. We're trying to copy. You figured that it was. We're trying to copy something. You want to know who's the not so secret Santa on this server? There's quite a few people actually. I distinctly remember there was a really cool giveaway last winter. For those who don't know, there was a really cool giveaway. So we're pretty much done our backstage area. There's gonna be a little bit more. There's gonna be a little bit more stuff going on here. But we're pretty much at the end of the backstage area. So I think we're in a good position. Now that being said, we do need to clean this up a little bit. So this is going to be where our guests are going to view into the habitat for our mystery species, for those who maybe have joined us a little too late. And no problem, Toad. Have fun. And for those who don't know, we have some affiliate links in Discord. So if you want to support any of the creators that you see, or any of the popular people, or what have you, you can actually go in and get some DLC for a lot cheaper than what you would normally buy it from. And it's a relatively safe website. It's pretty well known and stuff like that. So I would encourage you guys, if you want to support anybody, go through there, and donate. So we need to kind of fill this in because it looks pretty bland right now. We have one iconic. I'm going to move this out of the way before I forget. There we go. We have one iconic structure. So the goal for every habitat in this build is we are going to have an iconic structure on a regular basis. And the way it works is each structure is going to be unique to that particular habitat. So in this case, we have a temple that's kind of overgrown. We have another little side temple. So think of it kind of like sunken in. It's not really anything up here. It's more meant just to be part of the show. That is Igua-zoo. So our guests are going to come down this main thoroughway. They can kind of cut off to here. So we'll have this habitat. And we need to kind of cover this all in because it looks pretty bland right now. So the best way to do that, not under habitat, it's under nature. Hey, Max had his channel. Welcome to the stream, man. I'm really excited that you made it. Where's our oranges? Okay, so for those who don't know, there is an Easter egg in this map. If you go all the way over here, there's a temple to some oranges at the entrance. And I did not place this. This just is here. So maybe we'll add that into the actual the base game. But there's a temple for oranges. So maybe we'll add it up there to kind of continue that story. But we need some foliage. And I'm looking for something in particular, and the name escapes me. The holy oranges. I think, Toad, I just saw you load up Planet Zoo right now. So does that mean that you're going to go off to build your fence? I actually don't know. I don't think so. Maybe they look sculpted more so because of the skirts that they added on a few updates back. But this is the sculpted map for South America. The non-sculpted is just like a flat map, which still looks pretty cool, but it's a flat map. We don't like flat maps. So I haven't announced it yet, but I think Beaver, you're still here. Uh, we have a winner for our last challenge, our architect challenge, and our winner is currently in this chat right now. So I just want to say congratulations to Beaver for the most amazing, heartbreaking scene from Lion King that you created. I'm really upset that you did that, but I'm so happy that you did because it looked the best. It was bomb. But you definitely have the most votes. It was a close tie between you and Birds, but you did manage to get the win. So congratulations on taking first place and being crowned our architect champion. I do apologize. I haven't really been on it. I'm going to blame the fact that I was away on vacation. But Beaver, you have created something truly amazing, and I hope you're really proud of it. The circle of life. It was a truly amazing build, so very much congratulations for building something truly, truly amazing. And so sad, so heartbreaking at the same time. I think we might put a pause on the challenges for a little bit. I think we need to go back and reevaluate how we're doing challenges and stuff like that. It's not to say that it's not a bad thing. It's just I think we need to go and reevaluate how we figure out the challenges, and trying to come up with some things that are a little bit more fun as well. I always worry that we're running into a situation where it's just kind of it's getting bland after a while. So we're gonna put a pin in it just for a little bit, not long. I promise you, not long. But again, in lieu of the challenges, though, we're gonna have some fun other activities that are gonna start up within the community. So just keep that in mind. It's more like I can't afford to buy gifts for everybody every single time. The mod teams are fantastic in supporting my crazy harebrained endeavors, but I don't want to keep on having that expectation that they continue to do so. Hey, how's it going, Wowie? It is a fantastic Sunday. It is Mother's Day here in North America. I did not realize that Mother's Day had different dates across the globe. Call me naive, but I did not know that. I learned that actually the other day, a little while ago, when Claby was talking about Mother's Day. I was like, I almost had a heart attack. I was like, oh my god, did I forget Mother's Day? Thankfully, I did not. I'm not dead yet. My mom did not murder me. Oh my god. Nerdy, thank you so much. Maybe we'll crowdfund the gifts. That's super sweet of you. I'm really, I can't say thank you enough for that. Thank you. I'm still heartbroken over the fact that I went to Boston over the weekend or last week, and I didn't actually get a chance to go to the Boston Zoo. Heartbroken by that. So maybe we will have a challenge, and we'll do the challenge in honor of Nerdy. So Nerdy, you're gonna have to reach out and come up with a challenge idea for everybody, and then we'll make it happen. No pressure. I was in Boston. I went to Boston last week, which is why there was no video last week, because I got sidetracked. It was my first time visiting Boston. I went to Boston and I went to Salem. I actually hung out near the North Shore, I think. It's not called Little Italy. It's not like a traditional Little Italy, because like it's been like that way forever. But we were pretty close to there. We stayed at a hotel. It's called the Revolution Hotel, which was really cool. Very hostel oriented, but it was quite nice. Ah, what? Okay, well, I'm gonna let you know we are planning on going back to Boston next year. I think maybe I'm gonna drag my wife to go to the I'm dragging my wife to go to the Boston Zoo because it's I've always wanted to go there. Now I'm sad. Well, Little Italy, like in my hometown, Little Italy is like it's like a neighborhood that's very much built around Italian culture and stuff like that. The North Shore in Boston is a Little Italy, but it's not called Little Italy because normally when you have there's a D&D bar. Oh my god, we're gonna talk about that in just 2 seconds. I did not go, but in Boston, Italians have been there for so long that it didn't become Little Italy. It was always Little Italy, and it was always called North Shore. So that's why they call it North Shore, not Little Italy. So yeah, if that makes sense. So that's how it was explained to us, is that just North Shore has been there forever. Whereas like in my hometown, Little Italy became something after the place was built up and developed. Whereas this area was predominantly always Italian in nature. So that was the idea behind it. Tavern of Tales. I did not know that, and now I'm really sad. We went to Bell in Hand, which I think is like the oldest tavern in America. We went to Bell in Hand. We tried Modern and Mike's pastries. For those who don't know, Modern and Mike's makes these amazing cannolis. And they are super delicious, but there's always a competition. People will always argue over which is better, and I'm a fan of Modern's cannolis personally. Okay, so just so that everybody knows, we are building for Baird's taper. Sounds good, Beaver. I'm going to be on for another 40-ish minutes, 50-ish minutes, I think. Hopefully we'll have this habitat pretty much done in hand by the time we're done. So we need 500 meters plus... It's going to be tight. I think it's going to be tight in this habitat. What's that? 32, 64. Another 32. It's 100 meters right there. A cannoli is like the most amazing pastry ever. Nerdy, do you have a pastry that you are a fan of? Is it Moderns or Mike's, or have you been? All the way from the bed to the kitchen. There are an awful lot of animals in Planet Zoo, that's for sure. Who knows how many there are at this point. I'm trying to think here. What do we want to do? We need... I'm going to do something. There's nothing wrong with this. I'm going to go to the workshop. And then, just before I forget, because sometimes the game breaks, I'm going to save this while I have a chance. It is a tough question. I've only tried them once, so I only have like one experience of it. I don't even know what that is. Hang on. Oh, these are like turnovers. Okay. They look delicious, that's for sure. Don't encourage him, Sparrow. Max needs to travel the world. I expect him to travel the world the next time we chat. Very, very careful, Max. Those sound like fighting words almost. You probably do travel to a lot more countries than me. My goal in 2024 and 2025 is actually to travel significantly more. I'm currently in the process of trying to convince my wife to go to London, England. The joke is if you live in Canada, there's a London, Ontario, and nobody visits London, Ontario. So they'll be like, oh, you're visiting London? Are you visiting London, Ontario? And the answer is never yes. Nobody ever visits London, Ontario. Cost is really high, and like we prefer to travel like first class, which doesn't help. Well, Nerdy, if you ever make your way to Canada, let me know. We're only an 8-hour drive from Boston, if that helps. Kelowna is I've never been, but it's there's a lot of really cool places in BC. BC is like an amazing, beautiful location to go and travel to. So I highly recommend it. You shouldn't come to Ottawa. Ottawa, there's nothing to do in Ottawa. I feel like Lynn just murdered Birdie right there with that comment. Oh my! Speaking of fires, there's actually Sparrow. I think you're really close to it. There's a forest fire in BC right now, isn't there? Lynn, I'm gonna warn you. Norway is definitely on my list of places to visit. Again, the goal is to convince my partner to go. That is the issue. like I said, I just want to travel a lot more. I think it's when I was younger, I definitely like focus a lot more on school and work and stuff like that. And I miss out on a lot of that experience of traveling. Um, I never really got to go. So now that I'm older and can actually afford to travel, that's the goal, is to actually go out and travel and experience the world. All right, so we are. Well, thank you very much, Nerdy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I think one of the last things we have to do is we kind of have to populate this area with a bunch of vegetation. And I'm sad to say, there's no buffalo grass in South America. Like normally in a normal thing, what you would do for grass, you would just like kind of like fill everything up with buffalo grass, but it's just not the case. You can't do that anymore. And Nerdy, don't forget, you do have to connect with me on the challenge, because I would love to get your idea of what we want to do for a challenge for Planet Zoo. So don't forget. It's like, how do you fill this up? It's such a large space. It's not large enough, though. Oh, I have a brilliant idea. Hang on. You're right. Dead Space isn't bad space. I tend to go overboard a lot when it comes to this type of stuff, but there's a nice way to kind of fill things in. Okay, just maybe a tree or two, maybe a fern. Trying to hide a lot of the exterior, like the back wall is really the goal here. And then I'll do like the term I like to call them is like foliage islands, which is like just like little foliage drops that you can kind of like larger points. So like here's a foliage island, we'll have one right here, and we'll have a lot of dead space for the maybe we'll fill it in with some rocks and stuff like that. But the idea behind it is that you'll see like little spurts of heavy foliage from place to place. But I'm looking for it's a type of bush that I'm looking for. I think it's right here. The puya plant. I don't know. Oh, it's because it's not native, that's why. Damn. Okay, no, we can still work with this. Thanks for joining, Toad, and enjoy your new DLC, and I can't wait to see what you put together. Thanks for hanging out with us. Okay, so we have our foliage points mapped out. We're gonna have one big empty space in the center. So before I forget, let's place down a bunch of our enrichment items, because if you don't do this and then you place down a bucket load of foliage and whatnot, it looks really terrible. So we'll do a nice food trough right here. We take a forage box, sink it into the ground just a little bit. Okay, so for those who didn't see my last video and who are still kind of kicking around as we kind of put this all together. So a really cool way to hide your forage box to make it look a little bit more natural. Place down a path first and then sink it into the ground. Yeah, like that. Don't worry too much about the terrain because we'll be able to fix that after the fact. So what you're going to do is under your settings, you're going to go to game, and you're going to see disable animal navigation terrain constraints. You're going to make sure that's toggled on. And then from here, you can actually push and pull the terrain through the item. So we want to kind of show off the that, and then what we can do, kind of get this to look a little bit nicer. And then we're gonna go really small. And all we're gonna do is we're just gonna lift it up just a tad on the edges. Just kind of try to hide a lot of that wood beam. And we can have it kind of sticking out. It'll make it look a little bit more realistic. Hey, Kiwi, welcome to the stream. Thanks for checking it out. So we can still have part of the wood showing, because it would make sense that it would be a man-made object. And then what we're gonna do is kind of like blend it in a little bit with some dirt, which like by far my favorite piece of soil is the South American soil. And then if we want to take it to the next step, what we can do, we can go get some rocks. And we'll kind of give it like a little rock formation on the back here. And then we can kind of mix it in with some foliage and stuff like that. But it's a really cool way of kind of blending this in a little bit better than maybe normal. And we'll have like our little runs. We can place like a nice big old ball feeder over here. A little stick feeder over here. Some fruit enrichment items. Maybe a little scratch post. Hide that right over here. And then I saw, hey Sparrow, welcome back. I saw in Sparrow's last video a really cool looking item, and now I need to figure out where I can go to find it. From Raichu Plays. I thought this was really cool. Thank you for showing me, Sparrow, in your video. We're just not going to use the pump. But I like the idea of having like the stone water trough. I thought that was really cool. It's no, not even don't even joke, Lynn. I would never. I would never. I take offense to that comment. It is a really cool item, and it's like it's so just so nice looking. Place a little rubber ducky in the water, like watching it shoot to the top. And I think with that being said, I think we're pretty much set from a habitat build. We just gotta fill it all in with foliage to make it look pretty. Kindly borrowing without the intent to return is what I like to call it. I'm just saying that's what I like to call it. Hang on, I wonder, there is a scent marker up here. There we go. Hopefully that'll drive them up here, and we can kind of get some really cool shots of them just maybe sunning themselves on the mossy rock. I did. I put one there. It was a smart thinking. Great minds think alike, Lynn. But we all know that you are the best. You are the absolute best at getting some iconic images. I still remember your Bambi forest, and like having the deer hanging out on the top like that. It was just so picturesque. I like to think you had to wait quite a bit just to get him to go up there, and then you had to like kind of like act really quickly to place all those items. I always want to place these rhubarbs, like the giant rhubarbs, but I can never actually find a good place to place them because they're so like giant. I guess hence the name giant rhubarb, but Max, is that like a start to a comment about how you're gonna go eat a horse now? Well, let's find out. They are still enlisted as endangered. Would you do something so horrible to such a beautiful animal? Endangered animals are the tastiest. This chat just took a turn for the worst. I don't even know what to say. We need some. I feel like Lynn is just an instigator of like massive proportions. Constantly inciting people into rebellion and some type. I didn't make him want to eat a horse. Every time I turn around, I just feel like Lynn is at like the center of every conversation. Constantly keeping us on our toes. It's starting to come together, that's for sure. It's just because I like the community. I'm happy that you like the community, and I'm happy that we've created a community that's easy to be liked. I have, for one, never thought our community would ever become what it is today. It blows my mind how awesome it is. I'm thankful for everybody who's here, who created something truly amazing. I think when I first started playing, started going on YouTube, the goal was always to create something from nothing, and I like to think we did create something from nothing. Which, what better way to celebrate how awesome everybody is than to acknowledge the fact that we've created something truly amazing. Critically endangered. Population in the wild 110. Should I strike that out and say 109 now? That is very much what a middle child would do, and I can attest to that. Okay, so we really just have this back area over here that we have to work on. And then maybe some rock work, and maybe place some rocks everywhere. And then just some minor detailing, and I think our habitat will be pretty much completed. The only fear that I have is that they don't escape. But that being said, we have been live streaming for the last 2 hours and 11 minutes. And that is it for me. That is my time today. And I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who's hung out with me and joined us in today and creating something truly cool. And I'm happy that we were able to create this together. And just huge shout out to the awesome community that we have. If you're not part of the community, if you've stumbled across this live stream and you want to join, feel free to hit up our Discord link and join anytime. We're always looking for new people to join, so by all means come and hang out with us over there. We can talk more Planet Zoo, share your builds, and we can help. You saw with Toad, we kind of worked on some stuff together, so by all means, if you ever have anything that you can do, you just want to join in. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining. And thank you, Lynn. But it's all you guys. You guys made this such a fun stream, so thank you very much for hanging out with me today. For those who are in the afternoon, love have a wonderful time. I love hanging out with you guys as well. And for those who are in the morning, don't forget, if you're in North America, to wish your family Happy Mother's Day, because I almost forgot. I'm going to call my mom right after this. And I wish you guys all the best. Thank you very much for coming to hang out today. And as always, ciao for now, everybody.